Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Jake Tonges. He's a tight end out of Cal. Nice to have you on, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
So, you get a guy here, pretty decent size, tight end, about 6'4" and a half, 240 pounds, pretty solid dude overall. We'll get to talking about you and your story a little bit, but give us that backdrop, man. Tell us maybe where you're from and how you got there to Cal.
Yeah, so I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and moved over to Los Gatos, California when I was pretty young. So I grew up in Los Gatos, went to Los Gatos High School, played football and basketball, and towards the end of my senior year, I got didn't get very many college opportunities, and then I was actually on an official visit to Columbia, and I wasn't really digging it. I didn't really like the vibe, and I saw a little article in the newspaper saying Justin Wilcox is bringing back tight ends to Cal Berkeley. So I sent over an email asking them if I could walk on at Cal, and thankfully they had me, and Coach Baldwin took me in, and my first tight end coach there was Coach Charlie Regal, who's now coaching at Idaho State as the head coach. And so I redshirted my first year there, found my way onto special teams in my redshirt freshman year. And then my redshirt sophomore year is really when I began to start playing and finally earned a scholarship. And then I started in that 2019 season and kind of held that starting spot through 2021.
Okay, so kind of interesting. You kind of told the story about you being a walk on. I mean, I know. I'm assuming eventually you did get your scholarship there.
Yeah.
So tell me that brief story about like you actually getting that scholarship, because I know that's usually a fantastic moment when that happens.
Yeah, no, it was honestly kind of unexpected. It always happens, the last day of fall camp, um, last practice, Coach Wilcox will, call out a few names and just say, "Hey, come talk to me." It's very, very nonchalant. There's no big celebration or anything, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna put you on scholarship for this year. You've done a great job in camp. You're gonna contribute a lot on, special teams and offense, but just know, you got to keep earning the scholarship every year." And so that was kind of my mindset, is I didn't want to get it and then lose it, because that does happen to a considerable amount of dudes. Um, and yeah, so I just I held on to it, got the starting spot, and didn't give it up after that, and the rest is history.
Gotcha. So let's talk about you as a tight end, buddy. I mean, you kind of gave me a little bit there as to, what you started out as and what you, eventually became. But what do you feel separates you as a prospect? What do you feel is like the best part of your game?
I think I'm very well rounded tight end. I initially thought going into college my hands and my pass catching ability were my strength. Um, but we really like to run the ball and get in two tight end sets, even three tight end sets, and run the ball. So I felt like throughout the years I've really been able to develop my self as a point of attack blocker. And so now I just feel like coming out of my redshirt senior season, I just feel like I'm a really, really well-rounded tight end. I've played special teams as well. I've played kickoff return, punt return, PAT, hands team. So I just feel like I've done a lot. I've played all three of the tight end positions when we're in 13 personnel, Y, F, and X, and I just feel like what I offer is, versatility. It's really the main thing that I offer.
Gotcha. So I'm assuming that's kind of how you see yourself transitioning to the next
Yeah.
level, like being able to do all those things that you mentioned, right? Again, like special
Mhm.
teams, and then just kind of being able to line up all over the place, given the need, given wherever you end
Yeah.
up. So,
Yeah.
um, have you ever? I'm assuming we all watch the NFL.
Yeah.
Is there a guy there at the NFL level that you try to study, maybe emulate, or even somebody that you're a fan of at your position?
Yeah. I mean, we obviously, like probably every tight end room does, watch a lot of George Kittle just because of how fast he plays, and one of my coach's biggest points for this past season was, just playing fast, running off the ball, not really thinking. And George Kittle does a really, really good job running off the ball and like outside zone and stuff like that. Um, and we also watched, some of his rookie tape and, how he struggled a little bit his rookie year and some stuff, but he was playing really fast. And so that was the main thing we took away from that. Watched a lot of, we watched some Antonio Gates actually, which was pretty cool because our coach was just trying to show us how open he would get without moving that fast. He's a very, very patient route runner, and um, he had to only have been moving like 12 miles an hour, but he would get separation and man coverage like no one else. So those
Yeah.
are two guys we watched a lot last year. Yeah, definitely learned a lot from them.
So if we were to look at you and your skill set, you think you're more George Kittle than Gates?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so. I
Gotcha.
think I
Well,
could
I
be a
mean,
little.
Kittle's a little bit more well-rounded, I think.
Yeah,
So I mean,
he's great.
um, that kind of I feel like that is you, kind of in a nutshell. Um, so Jake, I mean, obviously you go out there, have a great you know great career there at Cal. You end up getting an invitation to one of these All-Star events,
Hmm.
the NFLPA Bowl. So chat with me briefly about your time there, any sort of experience that you want to share about being a part of that event.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was put on very well. The hospitality was great. The hotel that we were in was great. The food was great. There was a ton of NFL teams there. I got to kept stacking good days of practices on top of each other, and I kept being able to talk to more and more teams. And by the time it was over, I probably interviewed with about 18 teams, and I felt like it went really well. They also had a lot of veteran players come talk to us, and um, we had these big meetings where we learned various things, whether it's about like finances or just the experience, the NFL experience, so that we're not surprised when we get there. Um, I just thought it was put on very well, and I had a great time, and I got to room with my quarterback Chase Garbers, which is also nice.
Nice. Hey, buddy, let's give a shout out to Chase and some other guys there. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, you can't make it with just you out there on the field. So
Yeah,
let's give a shout out to a couple of the guys that are some of your teammates. So go for it.
yeah. I mean, obviously, big shout out to Chase Garbers for throwing me the ball. Elijah Hicks is a guy that I go against a lot in practice and one on one and certain run game situations, whether it's blitz pickup and stuff. And Cam Good is a dude that I've gone against for the last 4 odd years. So I mean, um, super thankful to those guys for getting me ready. Colin Moore was my other tight end that I played with, and he had a huge impact on me because we were always trying to compete with each other and we'd study together. He was also a walk on who also earned a scholarship, so we had a super good relationship there. But yeah, super super thankful for my teammates, man. Really,
Gotcha.
really had a
Got
great
to
time.
give a little bit of love to those
Yeah, I gotta
guys,
give them love. Yep.
especially the guy that throws you the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you want him to throw you the ball more often, but
Mhm.
hey, however many times he does, you're certainly thankful. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, all you guys actually went out and had your pro day recently. So why don't you just kind of let me in on that experience overall and how you feel you did?
I thought I did a pretty good job. I was pretty happy with my numbers. Um, we had a lot of our teammates there and a lot of people watching, bringing the energy and stuff. So it was good. Ran about a 4.75 in the 40, jumped about 35 and a half, 10-foot broad jump. So those were all numbers I was pretty happy with. And I've been training down here at Cal Strength, who I think are the best trainers in the world. We've got a really good group of tight ends down here. So um, yeah, I mean the pro day was great. We didn't have a drop in the route session. Me and Chase did a good job there, which was good. But it really was a great experience. We got a ton of our uh, old teammates come out and support, and it wasn't quiet for 1 second during the whole thing, which made it took some of the stress out of it and made it really fun. So overall, it was a good experience.
Great. So, I mean, obviously, over the past few months, I mean, I know you've had some excellent moments, but
Mhm.
let's look at your career just kind of as a whole. Like, is there maybe like a highlight or a moment of your career that you want to share, like even a play, like really what sticks
Yeah.
out to you as like one of your biggest highlights of your career?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple. I think the one that sticks out the most to me was 2019. We're down at Ole Miss, and I was still kind of feeling things out. It's probably about my fourth game really playing, third or fourth game really playing, and I had a 60-yard touchdown that I took to the house down there in Oxford with a bunch of my family from Cincinnati there. And so that was a really great experience. And we won the game. So it was just a really great experience. Either that or, you know, 2019 when we beat Stanford for the first time in, 8 years. Chase had that scramble at the end of the game, and I was right there in the end zone to celebrate with him. That was probably one of my most memorable moments as well. So
Awesome. So, being in college for a while and having a lot of great moments. Let's kind of go back a little bit in time and talk about like, if you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self there in high school, that guy who played basketball for just a smidge.
yeah.
What would you tell him? What sort of advice would you give him to help him get through his college years?
Yeah, I mean, I would just tell them to have fun with it, and a lot of times guys get way too tense and stressed out playing sports, and it's supposed to be fun. And I felt that, sometimes early in high school and early in my college career, I would get a little too tense, even if it was in practice, maybe a little too nervous, and I wouldn't be able to, play to my full ability because I wasn't, um, I wasn't playing loose, or I was nervous about something and I was out of my control. So I think that just playing loose and having fun with it. Make sure you always keep it fun, even though in college the stress level goes up a lot, but you still got to find a way to make it manageable. Otherwise, you see a lot of guys fizzle out that way. So that would be
Got
my advice to my younger self.
Gotcha. And a lot of great coaches along the way,
Yeah.
position coaches, head coach. Is there maybe a lesson from one of those guys that still sticks with you? I mean, I know these coaches, like they got their isms that they say all the time. Like, is there maybe one of those that still stick with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty cliche one, but if you're gonna make a mistake, make it at 1,000 miles an hour. So that's kind of something that's stuck with me because even if you make a mistake, if you're flying around, good things happen, and that's kind of the attitude I try and play with, and that's something I've definitely taken away from my coaches.
Gotcha. So I guess along those lines, I mean, what you're really referring to is like maximum effort, right?
Maximum, yep, yep,
Gotcha. Cool. I mean, I definitely feel you there. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be a slacker out there.
yeah,
So, go out there and give it your all and show people that you're working
mhm,
hard. So,
yep,
um, let's get a chance. I do want to meet this Jake Tonges guy outside of football a little bit. Tell me something about yourself that's fun, unique, special, hobbies, interests, passions, anything you want to share, buddy. Go for it.
yeah. I mean, I'm a self-taught guitarist. I
Okay.
started playing my freshman year of college, for whatever reason, maybe impress the ladies, I don't know. But I picked it up freshman year, and I've been playing ever since, and I love doing it. And I've gotten pretty solid at it. I can play, most songs, can finger pick pretty well, but I've never had a lesson, and it's just kind of something I do to, decompress a little bit, after a stressful day or something like that.
So,
So.
what's your go-to song there? I mean, obviously being able to finger pick a little bit. Like, what's your vibe there?
Honestly, I've been playing a lot of Tyler Childers, and so
Okay.
probably the song "Lady May" by Tyler Childers. So
All
uh,
right. Well,
it's a nice little song. There's some
it's
good hammer-ons and hammer-offs and stuff like that. So it sounds nice.
gotcha. So just some chill music there.
Yeah,
So
no heavy metal, screaming stuff. Very
you're not doing like some crazy riff on like some electric guitar. So
no,
it's
no.
just
I think my roommates would not have appreciated that in college. So I kept it to the acoustic guitar. So
gotcha. That's nice of you for sure. So a couple questions again, non-football related, just for fun. Uh, maybe comfort food. When you think of comfort food, what comes up for you? I mean, Is there maybe like this one meal that's like your go-to food?
I mean, I absolutely love wings, and Wingstop is great. Um, if I'm treating myself, I'll get just 20 piece from Wingstop, and uh, maybe comfort food as dessert, probably apple pie with some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? But if I'd have a last meal, that would probably be my last meal: chicken wings and apple pie.
Gotcha. I mean, obviously, chicken wings aren't the healthiest thing for you, but I
Yep.
completely agree with you. I love them to death. I mean, that's
Yep.
probably going to be how I die one day. It's just going to
Yep. That was
clog up
my
my
first meal
arteries.
right after pro day. Ordered DoorDash some chicken wings because I hadn't had them in a month. So
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's something you want to do come draft day, but what are you going to do come draft day? Like, do you have any plans about where you're going to be? Like, you going to be with your family? Can you let me in on that?
yeah, I'll probably just be with my family. I was thinking about maybe being on the golf course, just hanging out and trying to take my mind off things a little bit. But I'll probably just be at home with my family, just waiting patiently, to see where I go. Whoever wants to take the chance on me, I'm going to be extremely happy to go play for them and extremely thankful for the opportunity. So I'm just excited to figure out where I'm going to be, and I really can't wait. So
Yeah, I mean, you never know where you're going to be, man. Like, you could stay within Cali there, playing for somebody like, I don't know, like the Chargers or something. I mean, wink, wink, they could, give you that call. Like, you never know. But hey, man, as we wrap things up, I want you to not just talk to those guys, but to talk to all the teams in NFL and just kind of give them your pitch as to why they need to take a chance on you, maybe draft you, sign you, and what kind
Mhm.
of teammate you would be for their program. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing about me is I'm an extremely quick learner. I've been in Bill Musgrave's pro style offense for 2 years now at Cal. I know all of the terminology already for the most part, and I know it switches a little bit from coach to coach, but I've got a good idea of the pro style system and stuff like that. I feel like like I said earlier, I'm very versatile. I feel like I'm big enough. I could maybe put on 5 or 10 pounds and play the Y and be an inline tight end, or maybe stay a little faster and play the F and get out in the flat, um, block like a fullback and stuff like that. And I think honestly, maybe the best part of my game could potentially be contributing on special teams, because I realize you got to build that trust in your first couple of years, and that's how I found it. A really effective way of building trust and rapport with the coaches was making plays on special teams and showing them that I can be in the right spot at the right time. And so, if that's what I have to do in my first couple seasons to really, get the trust of the coaches and carve out a role for myself on offense, I'm happy. That's what I'm happy to do. So,
Well, I mean, if you're going 1,000 miles an hour on special teams and
yeah.
you're working your tail off, I mean, you're obviously going to impress some coach who's going to give you more and more reps there out on offense. I mean, and really
Yeah.
what they're doing is any team that takes a chance on you is going to get a very well-rounded tight end, good athlete, good teammate, and somebody who can contribute, in whatever facet that they ask. So, Jake, buddy, I do feel like you have a lot going for you as a prospect, and
Yep.
do wish you best of luck in your journey. Okay,
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
no problem. Once again, I have with me Jake Tonges. He's a tight end out of California. Definitely check him out.